So here we are, Fantastic Four, a reboot of a mediocre set of films that came off the back of an ill-fated, we just made this to keep the rights early 90s effort that was never supposed to see the light of day. From the get-go, this film has been nothing but fan backlash, rumours of scripting issues and destructive behaviour from the director, reshoots, and now most recently, nobody being allowed to review this until right up to when it comes out. Also, apparently the cast haven't seen it yet. All that is pretty bloody ominous. But putting everything leading up to this aside, for the moment, this version of the Fantastic Four at its core is a retelling of the origin of the first family of comics. Or at least that's what they're referred to as. This may or may not be true. I have no way of knowing because I will never look that up. Taking cues more from the Ultimate series this time around, the story deals not with space travel, turning the characters into weird and horrible monster people, but interdimensional travel, turning the characters into weird and horrible monster people. And like the first two films in the series, yes, this one does have a focus on teamwork in order to defeat a common enemy in Doctor Doom, but it also deals with what this kind of transformation might do to a person's mind, and how the real world might react to humans who've been altered in such a way. So no, this isn't your standard superhero flick, at least not in the way that Marvel does it, or even Fox's own run of X-Men movies. And depending on your point of view, that is for better or worse. As far as the things that Fantastic Four does right, or Fan Four Stick, that title changes depending on the promotional material, the cast is pretty great. Fox have been clever to wrangle such a talented bunch of performers that perfectly encompass the characters in this version of the story. If I had to take issue with any of them, I guess it'd be Jamie Bell as Ben Grimm, in his human form at least. But look, he spends most of the movie as a rock man, so, whatever. In addition to that, I like that something different was attempted here. Like I said, this isn't the standard superhero story. This is something more in line with the body horror movies from the 80s, like The Fly. It's not like as gross as The Fly, because The Fly is super gross, but it certainly has that kind of feel at times. That being said, this movie is just... what happened here? I mean, what the hell is all this? Look, it's not terrible. All those nice things I said are true, but this film is all over the shop. Tonally, it starts off Super 8-ish, then it's a kind of lighthearted, fun science romp, then it shifts into horror, then nothing happens for like 40 minutes maybe? Then a blue light shoots up into the sky and the movie ends. All these elements do not fit together, and this is clearly a result of extensive reshoots. Reshoots that are incredibly noticeable considering Sue Storm's hair keeps switching from a straw blonde wig to her regular hair scene to scene. Not to mention a number of moments that appear in the trailer do not appear in the final product. The villain as well, just out of nowhere. And just as soon as he appears, he's gone. Maybe 20 minutes of screen time in total? Maybe? And look, there's a lot in this film that I can get past, but it gets to a point where you realize that this movie feels like it was made by two different filmmakers, each with their own idea of what Kate Mara's hair should look like. And I know a lot of people will now be clamoring for the rights to the Fantastic Four to go back to Marvel, which is fine, I guess, but this is a wasted opportunity, especially considering the cast that was assembled here. Somebody went back in and tried to alter whatever state Josh Trank left this project in, like ADRing Victor Domachev's name back to Victor Von Doom to make him more comic accurate. But whatever this movie was initially trying to do, despite not being as faithful to the source material, at least it would have been something, maybe even, dare I say it, terrific? Because there are flickers of terrificness throughout this movie. At the end of the day though, can I recommend it? No. It gets a worst movie ever. Like I said, not terrible. And I mean, if half the stories about the behind the scenes of this are true, then this is an amazing result. But at the end of the day, this is what we got. Not much of anything, and who cares? Thanks everyone. Now if you liked this, maybe you'll like this video, and maybe even this one. Both of those will be linked at the end of this video and below, along with my podcast, The Weekly Planet. That comes out every Monday, courtesy of comicbookmovie.com, and covers all sorts of things. Mostly movies, but also TV shows and comics. But not all of them, because there are a lot of TV shows and comics. I say too many. What did you think of the Fantastic Four? Was it the train wreck that many people were expecting, or better than you thought it was ever going to be? If you do have any thoughts, leave them below, because you know what? I can't think of a compelling reason why. You know what? You don't have to. You're free to go. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care.